I just thought I'd take a minute and come on here and make a little short video. And it's actually Saturday night, I think it's probably about 10 o'clock now, and on July the 11th. Had to make some decisions this week that I don't really particularly like to make. Some things that had to do that actually I in almost 27 years now pastoring here at Amazing Grace that didn't really want to do. But this pandemic is it's made a difference in our church. We took about several months ago when all this was coming about, we actually had church. We've never canceled church. We always had church. We didn't even go live stream it or anything like that. We're out here in the boondocks on Pine Log Road, so we don't have any Wi-Fi or anything. I have to make videos and then just load them on something later. But we had church outside for about 5 weeks, and just people who stay in their cars, just drive up, and we did that several different ways with a radio transmitter. They could listen to it through the radio, and if it was nice weather, we set up big speakers. We've done all that kind of stuff, and finally came back into church, spread people out, got the hand sanitizer. We don't even pass the offering plates. We don't even, we just put them at the back door, and if you want to tithe, throw your money in on the way out. But this past week we've had some people that have, beginning of the week we had a couple in our church that tested positive, and then a couple days later there was a couple more that ended up testing positive. Some people sick, not no bad sickness, but they've all had some pretty good symptoms and things, and we've been having to deal with that. So the middle of the week we canceled Wednesday night church. So we was going to go, my plan was then to do drive-up church. I figured we'll just go outside this Sunday, and that was when we had two, and then we had a couple more. More I thought about it, said, you know what, maybe we just need to take a week off, don't come together, don't do any of that, see if this thing will die down, and then we'll make a plan for next Sunday. But it's a tough decision. We've never had to do anything. I mean, we had, I think there was one Sunday, maybe 20 years ago, there was some bad weather, there was some problem, and I think we had to cancel a service or something one time. But as I stand here on Saturday evening and I see these empty seats, and I think about, where our teenagers usually sit, right over here, and I look back through here where the Burks sit, and the Allens, and the Brooms, and the Medices, and see where all these different people, where they normally have their normal places that they sit, and it's tough. So for, the first time, here we are, not going to have church on Sunday morning. We put word out and things and tried to let everybody know. Got a sign on the front door right now. In case anybody comes as a visitor in the morning that, services have been canceled. Just feel like it's best for right now. But, I just wanted to take a moment and try to encourage the people and get this video. This will be downloaded on our church website and also on the Facebook page and all. It might be probably sometime tomorrow, But I was thinking about some verses of scripture. I've been reading, I started this several weeks ago, actually back at the beginning of the week, I guess, on reading the book of Psalms. 150 chapters, and if you take and you look at those chapters, you count out the end of the month. If I read just one of those, along with other studies and stuff like that, but at least read one of those a day, I'll be sometime in December, I'll be through the book of Psalms. And when I say read them, I don't mean speed read it, I don't mean just try to get through it, but taking my time and really meditating and thinking about these scriptures. And I've enjoyed this. I'm up to about chapter 5 or 6 or something like that now, but I, of course, started there in Psalm chapter number 1 back at the beginning of the week. What a great chapter. What a great chapter of encouragement for what we're going through right now. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the right, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. But you know what he takes, and he ends up there. He says, for the Lord knoweth. The Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Otherwise, he knows our way. He says that we'll prosper, according to verse number 3. But the ungodly are going to perish. So if we'll stick with God, if we'll trust God through this, we can prosper, and we can see wonderful things happen. And then, a few days after that, I got up to chapter 3. There's a great song that's wrote, great gospel song that was wrote some time back out of chapter number 3. It's called Thou, O Lord. Our church, our choir started practicing that a few weeks ago, and probably in a couple of weeks was going to sing it in church, but now it'd probably be delayed, but we'll get to it at some point. But in verse number 3 it says, but Thou, O Lord, art a shield for me, my glory and the lifter up of mine head. Man, I thought about that the other morning when I read that, and I thought, no matter what happens, he's the lifter up of he's the shield for us. He's the protector for us. He's the one that's going to get us through all of this. If we can sit around and we can think about what's going on in this world, and we can think about who has the virus, and we can think about the difference and the changes we're having to make with church. We can think about, I can sit there and watch Fox News for 15 minutes, and I'll just get mad. I mean, it just furious. So, but you know what? If we could just tune all that out for a little while and trust God, the lifter of my head. He's the one we can get the encouragement from today. He's the one that he knows exactly. Oh, I may be in here preaching to an empty church on a Saturday night, but guess what? God's on the throne. God knows exactly what he's doing. If we'll trust him and we'll depend on him, I promise you, good things will come out of this. And we're praising God. We're just going to continue to march forward. He's our shield. He's the lifter of our head.